Ah, Hood in Girder's house. Let us now see how this will work. What the hell am I looking at? Did I just put on a hat? Okay. So that button puts on this hat. Put it away. Take off this helm. I wish there's a way to make the helm invisible. I'm sure there's a... Healing is 1, shield is 2, longbow. Healing 3. Alright, Olaf and the dragon. Ooh. Alright, take that. Definitely want to sell some items. Take some meat so I don't get thirsty. Dairy, goat cheese. Tank card to drink something with. What's here? Goat hide. Leave that alone. For jewelry and whole gear. Ooh. Light head scarf. Oh. That kind of looks funny. Character looks good. It's a variation of the Thor-like Thor Dragonborn mod. Obviously don't want it to be the exact same. I want to have some originality, so I kept the tattoos using the community overlay mods and the glowing eyes, but I changed the hair and the beard style. There's no jewelry. I just felt like that's too much. I'm more of a humble one. I added a little goatee at the bottom of the beard, changed the color. I made his skin a bit darker. Obviously as a Nord you can't be fully brown, but you know, I made him obviously more muscular all the way to max. Make this hair darker to make it closer to mine in terms of the color, just darker skin. And if you did not catch the backstory and the playstyle for this character, check out episode 1 under my live...
I told you my sister would help us out.
Yes, you did. Check out my under the live section, because YouTube now divides the videos between regular videos that you edit and upload and live videos and shorts. So there's different categories. So just look up episode 1 and you'll get the playstyle for this character, which I don't feel like explaining again. So
we'll show those faithless dogs.
I am a warrior scholar to keep it short. Yes, I'm a warrior scholar to keep it short. I like to read. I'm a learner. I'm trying to figure out, as such, as a scholar, as a learner, someone who loves to read and investigate. I'm trying to figure out this dragon situation by asking people, reading books. I'm also... I really gotta lower the volume on these freaking... I'm also someone that enjoys martial arts, fighting, and working out, hence the muscles, hence the different weaponry. I love melee weapon the most, over magic. The only magic I'll use is the Dragonborn shot out of necessity. And healing, because I am from the Imperial Province of Bruma, originally before I got caught in the border of Skyrim, and I am so I did get influenced by the Imperial's use of magic, healing magic. Master is here. Facts. Let's keep that there. Footsteps. Keep it there. Magic. Voice. Definitely want to keep that higher. Ambient. Definitely not. Definitely like Skyrim music. your hand-to-hand combat, grappling, and mostly melee weapon, hence why, but I'm going to focus mostly on sword and shield. I prefer that, this character enjoys that. Protectiveness is a balance, the shield is like kind of like the more civilized aspect of his scholarly nature, while the sword is the more savage, warrior, martial arts loving aspect, so we have that balance, and the dragon shouts is obviously his natural ability. He was born with these glowing marks, and many scholars and alchemists and mages couldn't figure out what it was. They had many different theories, from genetics to Daedra, demon, this, that, and the other, but it's mostly due to him being dragonborn. Keep the sound low as well, the music. I love Skyrim's music, but right now I need to have my voice be more louder. So yeah, that's who the scholar is. This is who this character is. And he's named after a historical figure in Islamic history, Khalid ibn Walid. One of the best generals in history, especially in Islam, undefeated, won many territories for the Islamic Empire early on, the Islamic Caliphate early on. But he's a warrior and a scholar, just like Khalid ibn Walid, knowledgeable. And he beats whatever he can to expand his knowledge of the wider world and for this dragon. But we're mostly going to focus on one-handed and shield, and longbows there as like a backup, which is why there's going to be some investment into archery, but it's not going to be like a sneak overkill archery build. Alright, if you want to know the mod list, read the description, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Again, this is the last time I'll go over the character overview, which I said I wouldn't do, but I did. Couldn't help myself. Let's start reading. Olaf and the Dragon. I really wish there was a way to pick up books without reading them by force, which makes the glowing aspect go away. Because even if I didn't read it, next time I find that book in the world, the mod that's supposed to make it glow, it won't glow, even though I technically didn't read it. Olaf and the Dragon by Adonato Liotelli. Alright. This is about dragons. Let us read and see if I can find some hints about this whole dragon situation. One of them, Olaf and the Dragon, so maybe it's this dragon Olaf saw. One of the more colorful legends in Nord folklore is the tale of Olaf, One Eye, and Numenix. I believe I heard this when I was in Bruma growing up. I guess one of my own people had many encounters that I read from the libraries of the Imperial City. Long ago in the First Age, a fearsome dragon named Numenix ravished the whole of Skyrim. The dreadful Drake wiped out entire villages, burned cities, and killed countless Moors. Again, my voice for this character, it's just going to be my voice, with some differences here and there, but mostly my voice. I am this character, if you will, give or take the fictional nature of the situation and some additions I've made myself for this world. It seemed, anyways, it seemed that no power in Tamriel could stop the monster. This was a troubled time in Skyrim's history, for a bitter war of succession raged between the hordes. The Jarls might have been able to conquer the beast if they had worked together, but trust was in desperately short supply. Okay. Why is it so loud? This was a troubled time in Skyrim's history, for a bitter war of succession raged between the hosts. The Jarls might have been able to conquer the beast if they had worked together. But trust was in desperately short supply. A skillful warrior named Olaf came forward and promised to defeat the beast. In some accounts, he is the Jarl of Whiterun. In other versions of legend, Olaf promises the people of Whiterun that he will capture the monster if they will name him Jarl. At any rate, Olaf ventures forth with a handful of his most trusted warriors and seeks the beast out, eventually finding Numenix in his lair atop Mount Anthor. Needless to say, it's an epic battle. First, Olaf comes at the dragon with his axe and his shield. Some variants of the legend say that Olaf and the beast battled with blade and claw for days, but were too evenly matched for either to gain an advantage. Probably an exaggeration. Most accounts hold that Olaf, perhaps frustrated that his weapons are completely ineffectual against the dragon, finally casts them aside. Giving voice to the rage that had been building within him, Olaf unleashes a terrible shout. Here again, the stories diverge. Many accounts hold that Olaf did not really lie. He possessed the power of dragon speech, while others suggest that he had long possessed this gift, but wished to test himself against the dragon in martial combat first. Virtually all variations of the legend, however, agree on what happened next, using the awesome powers of the dragon language. Numenix and Olaf engage in an epic shouting duel atop Mount Anthor. So forceful are their words, they are said to shatter the stone and split the sky. Finally, Numenix collapses from the combination of injury and sheer exhaustion. Somehow, and this detail is conspicuously absent in virtually every account, Olaf manages to convey the dragon all the way back to the capital city of Whiterun. The people of Whiterun are suitably impressed with Olaf's hostage. They build a huge stone-holding cell at the rear of the palace, which they renamed Dragon's Reach. This enormous cell served as Numenix's prison until his death. Olaf himself eventually becomes the High King of Skyrim, putting an end to the War of Succession. Presumably his great deed made him the only leader upon whom all the people could agree, and so the land was once again has peace. As a visitor to Skyrim, I find this tale both fascinating and highly entertaining. It is one of the most celebrated legends of the Nords, and one can easily understand why. It's a story of surpassing heroism in which a resourceful and worthy Nord does battle with a truly terrifying adversary and emerges victorious by yelling him into submission. The only way in which this tale could have been even more of a Nordic tale would be if Olaf beat Numenix in a drinking contest. Clearly this author doesn't believe this tale all that much. The legend is not without its doubters, however. The bard Vaknir, who lived during Olaf's reign, wrote and performed an alliterative verse that challenged Olaf's version of events. Enraged, the High King threw the rebellious bard in prison and destroyed all written copies of the verse. How I would love to lay hands on a copy of that verse. I admit I am immensely curious to know what assertions Vaknir made about how Olaf really defeated Numenix. There are a few ancient bard texts that provide one possible answer. These tomes suggest that Numenix was particularly foul-tempered because he was extremely old. In these accounts, so he wasn't even young, he was old, probably not as strong as the younger dragons. In these accounts, the dragon spends his final years terrorizing the countryside before flying off to the top of Mount Anthor to die in peace. When Olaf finds Numenix, the dragon is too weak to defend himself. Olaf and his men capture the beast without effort and decide to take advantage of the situation by fabricating a heroic tale. This account seems a bit more believable. It is worth noting that all of Olaf's warriors who were said to witness the shout duel went on to become wealthy leaders during Olaf's reign as High King. However, it is equally likely that Vaknir had some grudge against Olaf, and his scandalous verse was an attempt to damage the High King's reputation. Alas, we will never know. Foreshadow. I will leave you now, good reader, with this gentle reminder. A good historian must remain impartial and consider all points of view. I agree. I am a historian myself. I am somewhat of a scientist myself. I am somewhat of a historian myself. Trained in history, as a martial arts teacher, and a teacher in the historical academies in the Imperial City, Starting off in Bruma, had a whole thousand were my soul to come to Skyrim to help my people during the Civil War. Let's see how much we're able to help Skyrim, especially because I've been hearing murmurs about the Thalmor, and considering our situation, the Empire situation with them, I suspect they're up to no good, that they're up to dividing the Empire with the Civil War, but we'll see. Not that I'm a fan of the Empire right now, because it's just a drop off my head. Time has a way of distorting, they definitely need more nuance. Time has a way of distorting a record of events, so the closer you can get to the original sources, the better. Keep this as a reference for later. Go over here. Let's read this. Of Jewelry and Holgear. No author name. It's a fictional tale. In her 29th summer of life, Jory, or Fajori, I don't know if the F is silent, we do spell knife with a K. Jory the Huntress met the warlord Ugir on the field of battle. None remember what they fought over, for their love to come was so great it overshadowed all rivalries or disputes. They fought to a standstill, as their followers looked on, till her sword broke his axe, and his shield dulled her blade, and all could see that they were equals. As the eagle finds its mates, so too did Jory find hers in Holgear, and the time of peace came to the clans of the forest. But as the summer's warmth gives way to winter's chill, so too would this peace pass. But the snake came and bit Holgear, its venom seeping deep into the wound. A wail greeted Jory's view as she came over the snow-covered mountains to the coast. She obtained an elixir from the Akavir and returned to the forest in haste. Akavir? Where is this taking place? Morrowind? Imperial City? Skyrim? Though Holgear could smell the winds of Savangard, she gave him the elixir, and he was cured in an instant. But the snake bit Jory as she poured the last drop into Holgear's mouth. And fatigued from her journey, she joined the ancestors immediately. Oh, it's like a Romeo and Juliet. But Jory and Holgear's grief was such that he built a tomb, and upon completion took his own life that he might rejoin her. Oof, I hope that suicide helped you reach Slavangard. Jory and Holgear. I wish there's a mod where if I could see them somewhere. Common clothes. I need a cure disease situation. There's a vitality bonus, stamina bonus, magic region bonus. That means I'm good on my food situation. Dairy, sliced goat cheese. Dairy, goat cheese wedge. Your hunger sates you for 300 seconds, improving health regeneration by 8%. Your enjoyment improves your health by 4 points for 60 seconds. Yes, it does. Oh, bear meat. Can I cook that? Wait. Take some potatoes. Y'all did say I could take it, so don't complain to me later. Alright. Ooh. Increases speech goal of 5, 9 magic is restored, magic regeneration for 300 seconds. 8 magicka is restored and magicka regenerated. Your stamina is increased by 10 points for 300 seconds. Your thirst is quenched for 300 seconds to bring stamina. Okay. Your thirst is quenched for 300 seconds, improving stamina regeneration. Your stamina is increased by 8 points for 300 seconds. Interesting. Your hunger is satiated. 300 seconds, improving health regeneration. This one makes a great treat for a child. Is there no salt in this house? Dairy. Can't cook bear steak. I need to. That makes no sense. 8 stamina is recovered. Thank you. Alright. Oh, just nothing. Okay. Just put that away. Go into Skyrim. The mod list I'm using is by ESO and Ultimate Immersion. It's recently been updated in December 2022. After Skyrim was updated, the anniversary edition and other things, so it's starting to work again, so I re-downloaded it and replaying Skyrim from the beginning, as you guys can see from here. So that's my mod list. I added some extra mods as well, some quest mods in addition to theirs, some armor mods and some weapons mods. But otherwise, that's the mods goes. In certain areas, I do have a 3070. It's not going to be perfect FPS. It's going to be 30. It's going to struggle, especially Valkyrie's Hold, which is a lot of trees. You know, those grass mods and tree mods are heavy. But yeah, I did the same thing with their Fallout 4 mod list. I'm trying to get back to Fallout 4 at some point. But, you know, also playing the Outer Worlds. Check out my live streams for that under the live in my YouTube channel or the playlist The Outer Worlds. Guess my boy take that out. Wow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Look at this cow. I'm at 44 FPS. Does this not look good? I mean, look at this. Does this not look good? Take a screenshot. I mean, look at this character. Lighting is just gorgeous. Back here. Interesting. Go up here real quick. I know I gotta get to the Jarl. Balkris. 2, 3, 4, 5 zoom out points. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. I'm at a 60 FPS. Nice. 56, 60, 55. Ooh, that was close. Quick save. Ooh. The hell? Ooh. 22 to 40. The FPS is definitely suffering. And the FPS is all over the place. Never went up this path before in all my time playing Skyrim. This back road up to the same mine. Now we're at 60. Does that change if I'm walking? No, relatively no. Relatively doesn't make too much difference. That damn fly sounds are annoying even in game. Loading that makes the FPS drop. I don't gotta look at all that. The FPS is back. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9. What zoom out is good for a live stream, guys? Let me know. Oh, just look at this. Is that a freaking fox? Helgen, whatever. There's the Ember Shard mines. Let's see. Chocolate gonna help like that? Oh, get a salty, okay, Florida better? Oh. Do ask to get a drive with it. Time doesn't. Okay. Got a maze right now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 5 seems to be the sweet spot for walking. Just look at that. Mountains. Good God, the height map is huge for Skyrim.
I'm warning you. Back off.
Okay. I'll back off, girl. Don't want no trouble. Or do I? These are bandits. And we are already struggling without y'all adding to our problems.
I'm warning you. Back off.
Oh, crap. No. Come on. You call yourself a Nord? Robbing your own people? Oh, quick steal. Steel war axe. Wolf deer. Don't even got a last name, buddy. Iron Tonto. That was it. Oh, someone's dead here. Alright. Guess what I needed is salt. Need to preserve my food somehow. Humans, animals. Increased to 23 by Ryzen. This is the third book. Oh, I missed some. In a 4-book series. If you have not read the first 2 books, Beggar and Thief, you'll be well advised to do so. Soy Bud, Evil did not know much of his past, nor did he care to. As a child, he lived in Evil Guard, but the kingdom was very poor and taxes were, as a result, very high. He was too young to manage his abundant inheritance. But his servants, fearing that their master would be ruined, moved him to Yallenheim. No one knew why that location was picked. Some old maiden long dead now had thought it was a good place to raise a child. No one else had a better idea. There may have been children with a more pampered, more spoiled existence than young Soy Bud, but that is doubtful. As he grew, he understood that he was rich. But he had nothing else, no family, no social position, no security at all. Loyalty, he found out more than on one occasion, cannot truly be bought. Knowing that he had but one asset, a vast fortune, he was determined to protect it and, if possible, increase it. Some otherwise perfectly nice people are greedy, but Soy Bud was that rare accident of nature, or breeding, who has no other interest but acquiring and hoarding gold. He was willing to do anything to increase his fortune. Most recently, he had begun secretly hiring mercenaries to attack desirable properties and then buying them when no one wanted to live there anymore. A piece of crap. People could have died. Probably did die. The attacks would then, of course, cease, and Soy Bud would have had profitable land, which he had purchased for a song. It had begun small with a few farms, but recently he had begun a more ambitious campaign. In north-central Skyrim, there is an area called the Alto. Probably not the white one, which is of unique geographical interest. Interesting, I studied the geography of Skyrim. The Alto. Not the White Room, probably, which is in central Skyrim. Trading hub, supposedly. White Room's definitely said to be the trading hub of Skyrim. It is a dormant volcanic valley. Dormant volcanic valley. I'm gonna have to visit there. North central Skyrim. Surrounded on all sides by glaciers, so the earth is hot from the volcano, but the constant water drizzle and air is frigid. A grape called Jazzbay grows there comfortably, and everywhere else in Tamriel it withers and dies. The strange vineyard is privately owned, and the wine produced from it is thus rare and extremely expensive. It is said that the Emperor needs the permission of the Imperial Council to have a glass of it once a year. In order to harass the owner of the Alto into selling his land cheap, Zoidberg had to hire more than a few mercenaries. He had to hire the finest private army in Skyrim. Zoidberg did not like spending money, but he had agreed to pay the general of the army, a woman called Leisifitra, a gem the size of an apple. He had not given it to her yet. Payment was to be delivered on the success of the mission, but he had trouble sleeping knowing that he was going to be giving such a prize. He always slept during the day, so he could watch his schoolhouse by night, when he knew thieves were about. That brings us up to this moment. I think he's doing the day. How did he do his business? After a fitful sleep, Zoidberg woke up at about noon and surprised a thief in his bedroom. The thief was Eslov. Eslov had been contemplating a leap from the window 100 feet down into the branches of a tree beyond the walls of the fortified palace and a tumble. Is Eslov from the thief's book you mentioned? The other two books before this one? I believe this is the third one. Anyone who has ever attempted such a feat will testify that it takes some concentration and nerve to do such a thing. When he saw that the rich man sleeping in the room had awakened, both left him, and Eslov slipped. He had a tall ornamental shield on display to wait for Zoidberg to go back to sleep. Zoidberg did not go back to sleep. He had heard nothing, but could feel someone in the room with him. He stood up and began pacing the room. Zoidberg paced and gradually decided that he was imagining things. No one was there. His fortune was safe and secure. He was returning to his bed when he heard a clunk. Turning around, he saw the gem, the one he was to give to Leisifitra, on the floor by the Atmoran cavalry shield. A hand reached out from behind the shield and grabbed it up. "Thief!" Zoidberg cried out, grabbing a jeweled Akaviri katana from the wall and lunging at the shield. The fight between Eslov and Zoidberg will not go down in the annals of great duels. Zoidberg did not know how to use a sword, and Eslov was no expert at blasting with a shield. It was clumsy, it was awkward. Zoidberg was furious, but was psychologically incapable of using the sword in any way that could damage its fine filigree, losing its market value. Eslov kept moving, dragging the shield with him, trying to keep it between him and the blade, which is, after all, the most essential part of the block. Zoidberg screamed in frustration as he struck at the shield, bumping its way across the room. He was trying to negotiate with the thief, explaining that the gem was promised to a great warrior named Leisifitra, and if he would give it back, Zoidberg would happily give him something else in return. Eslov was not a genius, but he did not believe that. By the time Zoidberg's guards came to the bedroom in response to the master's calls, he succeeded in backing the shield into a window. He felt on the shield, having considerable more expertise with their swords than Zoidberg did, but they discovered that there was no one behind it. Eslov had leaped out the window and escaped, and he ran heavily through the streets of Yellenheim, making jingling noises from the gold coins in his pockets, feeling the huge gem chafe where he had hidden it. Eslov did not know where he should go next. He knew only that he could never go back to that town. He must avoid this warrior named Leisifitra, who had claims on the jewel. Eslov Errol's story is continued in the book. Bandit camp. Oh, she got that mohawk I wanted. So beautiful. Quick save. I gotta quick save often with these builds. Jump up and look. Oh, just look at that mountain. Oh my god. Look at that draw distance. Perfect. Perfection. FPS even on this area, running 50 to 60. So me being in this style versus first person doesn't seem to make too much of a difference. Been here before. Ooh, there's blood.
Someone there?
Oh shit. Tree. They don't see me. Okay, the recording is back on. Oh. Alpha Wolf. There's some armor with this.
You all right? You look like you... Take a look.
You got something for me. Okay then.
Until next time.
There we go.
Ain't every day we get visitors in River. The finest weapons and armor.
Ripper was agreeable enough, I suppose. I'll show you what I know.
Not worth it right now. Accent Bleak Dawn.
Saw a dragon, did you? Tell me, what was it like?
Big as an M.
Well, glad to be
What's that battle music still on?
Not that I actually want to see one. I hope that dragon stays far away from here.
Feindal thinks Camilla Valerius away from
I thought Dragon was coming.
So you'd best tell the Jarl of Whiterun. He needs to know about this. There's the one about Tiber's Septum and the dragon of Farla Largus. I never bothered to learn it. The Blades killed them all centuries ago. Nobody asks to hear that lay anymore.
Your friend didn't like this late thing,
Camilla
bro.
Valerius knows I'm the best man in Riverwood. That elf is kidding himself if he thinks she would choose him over me. I've seen him sneaking over to the Riverwood trader to speak with her when I'm not around. He's wasting his time.
He sounds pretending to run out and do something about it. Yes, two people spending time together never blossomed into courtship.
Is that sarcasm? Ah, still you have a point. Camilla letting Faendal visit her isn't a good thing for me. Here, let me give you a particularly venomous letter. Say it's from Faendal. Lucan's got... If you need weapons or armor, see Alvin, the blacksmith.
Until next time.
Here, have a drink. On me.
Got any ale or mead?
If you want, buddy.
Till next time.
Guess that. And there's Faendal over here.
Riverwood's agreeable enough. What is that blowhard up to now?
I don't know.
So, he thinks he can turn Camilla against me. Two can play at this. Here, give this letter to Camilla and tell her it's from Sven. Let's see what she thinks of him after reading that. Good day.
Alright. Ooh, I did level up.
Well, one of us has to do something.
I said.
Chanting restoration. Okay.
No! No adventures, no theatrics, no thief
What happened to
chasing.
your hair, bruh?
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear it.
We are done talking about this. Oh, a customer. Sorry you had to hear that.
Okay.
Maybe you could talk some sense into my pig-headed brother. Another poem, I bet. He does know how to make a girl blush. What's this? If that oaf thinks all I'm going to do is stay in that filthy house of his and clean out, you can tell Sven that he already has a mother. I'm not speaking to him anymore. All right then. Do you feel all right?
I don't know what you overheard, but the Riverwood Trader is still open. Feel free to shop. Yeah, we did have a bit of a break-in. An ornament.
Solid gold, Dragon's
shape of
Claw.
a Dragon's Claw.
Interesting. That claw might hold some information, perhaps, or lead to something. That I could get the answer to that dragon that attacked us in Helgen. I could help you. Where is it?
You could? Got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. Now, if you're going to get those thieves, you should head to Bleaks Fall Barrow, northwest of town.
So this is your plan, Lucan?
Yes.
This battle
Now
music
you
isn't
don't have to
helping.
go, do you?
Oh, really? Well, I think your new helper here needs a guide.
No, by the 8, fine. But only to the edge of town. The sooner you find the claw, oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Alright, let's try this fishing in this game. Tale of Kyrian, Volume 3, Fishing Map, White Run. Legal Basics. Duration. That might be important. Pollution of disease. Wow. Zero gold now.
All right, then.
Here.
We have to go through town and across the bridge to get to Bleak Fall Barrow.
Hey,
You can
girl.
I've
see
been
it
looking
from
for
here,
you.
though.
Oh.
The
Got something
mountain
I'm
just
supposed to
over the
deliver.
buildings.
Your hands only.
Sarah Cloth, Luke Voice.
Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Thank you. Look at it later.
Those thieves must be mad hiding out there. Those old crypts are filled with nothing but trap.
I wonder. Rising to someone please help me. A group of necromancers are experimenting with conjuring zombies using ancient dangerous magic which I fear will have unintended irreversible consequences. I'll expel from their studies as their ambitions grew into folly against my warnings. They're performing a ritual to summon a large group of these foul, uncontrollable creatures. As we speak, in the southernmost area of Skyrim. That would be Felcreithold, where it came from. It must be stopped before it's too late.
It's trolls and
Legal base, X, fishing map, and white. That is an area which is right up here. It looks like near a river down much further up north. White Run Hold is this area in the middle of Skyrim. Which I guess would include Helgen then.
who knows what
See, will this glow?
else.
Glow. Legal Basics by Anchivius M3F. Ignorance of the law is no defense, but be forewarned that the following are but the most universal of Tamrielian laws and regulations. Your own local province or principality may have unique laws of its own. As a citizen of the Empire, it is your right and responsibility to know and follow these laws of the land. Come on, guys, avoid the typos. Breaking and entering. This refers to any act, including but not limited to opening, breaking, incinerating, magically transporting, or any way causing a door, window, or other portal that has been magically or mundanely locked, or which a reasonable person would assume to be so-restricted to be passable. And the act, though the act is not required for the definition of entering the house, business, or public location through said defined portal. So that's why we don't go to jail for entering random people's houses. They don't lock their doors, so it's fine to go in. Very trusting. The punishment for this crime may include a fine or incarceration, or a fine and incarceration. A fine and incarceration, or both, or neither, may be less in a crime of attempted breaking and entering. A crime of attempted breaking and entering is defined as any act that a reasonable person would perceive as the preparation for an attempt, whether successful or not, or perceived to be possibly successful or not, to bring about the opening, breaking, or incineration, magically transporting, or in any way causing a door, window, or other portal that's magically or manually locked, or which every person would assume to be so, restricted to the passable, and the act, though not the act, is required for the definition, preparing for attempting, whether successful or not, perceived to be possibly. Location, said defined portal. Trespassing, this refers to walking, gliding. Riding, teleporting, floating, or in any way moving or existing on a property without the explicit written or spoken permission, or permission a reasonable person might infer of the owner or caretaker of the property. Punishment for this crime may include a fine or incarceration, or a fine and incarceration, assault, any threat or attempt, whether successful or not, to do physical, emotional, mental, or, I'm surprised they got a mental in there, or magical harm or injury to another person, group of persons, or entity a reasonable person might assume to be sentient. The punishment for this, and that's important, sentient, for animals, they wouldn't really count. Punishment for this crime may include a fine or incarceration, or both. Murder, any act of premeditated or malicious, or premeditated and malicious, or an act that a reasonable person would call premeditated and malicious, or premeditated or malicious, or accidental but criminally intended, or what a reasonable person would call criminally intended. Good God, this really is a legal book. It's so specific. Purpose that results directly in the death or destruction with the implied death of a person, group of persons, or entity a reasonable person might assume to be sentient. The punishment for this crime may include a fine or incarceration, or a fine and incarceration. That's it? Just a fine and incarceration? No death penalty? I wonder who wrote this book from the Bethesda team, and if it's inspired by any real-life laws like Roman law. Criminal conspiracy. Any meeting, communication, or encounter with the purpose, or which a reasonable person might assume had a bad purpose, of preparing or arranging a crime of any kind, or crimes of any kind. To be plural, I guess. To be committed or caused to be committed. The punishment for this crime may include a fine or incarceration, or a fine and incarceration. At least it's in line with those game lore, where the only thing you do get is jail time, or a fine. Vagrancy, any act of idleness, disorder, begging, or conduct on becoming a person with occupation, gold, or a home, or occupation, gold, and a home, or occupation, or gold, and home, or occupation, and gold, or home, or occupation, and home, oh God. What a reasonable person make it, okay, level. Smuggling, same thing. High treason, pickpocketing, theft. These are the usual day-to-day definitions of the legal experts, but both the definition punishment may fluctuate wildly according to the location and situation. It appears that legal counsel is built by persons like myself, but the provinces have no such system in place. Perhaps that will change in time, we can all hope so. As a final note, the TEAMGROUP legal system has its basis in the civilized, reasonable credo uttered by the prophet Maruk in the First Era. All are guilty until they have proven themselves innocent. Word truer word ever spoke. Look, the Cardassian motto. Alright, Valera. Let's go. Oh, this game is so beautiful with these mods. It's like a current gen game. Especially with them frame rates. The NPC mods.
I mean, we have plenty of things in the shop that are worth just as much coin. Lucan found the clock about a year after he opened the store. He never quite explained where he got it. It's a tricky one.
Why are you frozen there? Well, since they went to Bleaks Fall Barrow, I'm assuming the claw has some use there. Oh, there's fishing. I'm really into fishing. I wish they would give her the ability to run, or if there was a mod for that, seriously. Oh. The sunset is so beautiful. Look at them clouds move.
This is the bridge out of town. The path up the mountain to the northwest leads to Bleak Fall Barrow. I guess I should get back to my brother. He'll throw a fit if I take too long. Such a child. Mara bless you for agreeing. Well, it's a winding road up the mountain just ahead. Once you get to the tower, head north. Bleak Fall Barrow should be just around the corner further up.
Thank you.
Good luck. Lucan and I will be waiting for you back in the shop.
Yes?
Talk to him and get a companion. Very good idea. Go to sleep. Get there later.
Borgnar,
Good evening.
are you listening?
Hard not to.
The ale is going bad. We need to get a new batch.
Good evening.
Hello.
Did
You're
you hear
beautiful.
me?
Who are you?
Yep, ale's going bad.
I guess you don't have potatoes in your ears after all. Just make sure we get a fresh batch in soon.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take
You're
a
that
seat.
visitor been poking around. They say a dragon attacked Helgen. Sounds like hogwash to me.
Not really.
Good evening.
Need something?
Riverwood's agreeable enough. I appreciate your help. Please, take this. Some gold I've saved up from working at the mill.
Thank you. Follow me. I need your help.
Lead the way.
31 management slots remaining. There's 32 total.
Yes.
Need something?
The hell? Seeking treasure. Tooth. Started an interesting prospect. Help wanted curator Orion. Morales is seeking able-bodied adventurers to seek out and recover lost artifacts of historical relevance for the soon-to-be reopened museum in Solitude. Anyone interested should apply there. Should apply there in person. All deliveries of authentic artifacts will be well compensated. Orion Morales, curator, Dragonborn Gallery, Solitude, Dragonborn. I wonder if this Dragonborn had anything to do with what's going on. At least according to the myths, it did, and the dragons are back, so maybe they do.
What are you doing here? You're supposed to sweep the entranceway. Like we talked about.
Yes, Delphine. I believe I swept it this morning.
Are you sure?
Well, it looks clean enough, and it was just going to get dusty again anyway, and I'll get on it right away.
Good.
Greetings, stranger. The name's Yormir, and I'm at your service. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Perhaps you need your boots shined, or your tunic washed, or need a letter delivered?
No, and maybe.
Certainly.
Do you have a quill? You shouldn't sell so hard, boy. It makes you look desperate. Such services.
Well, maybe you need someone to chop you some firewood, or brew you an alchemy potion. I think I have a recipe lying around somewhere.
Well, at least you're showing initiative.
That's right. And I assure you, every service I offer will earn your complete satisfaction. In fact, I could be your personal assistant. I could wash your clothes and carry your equipment. Consider me your personal pack mule.
I'll consider it.
Really? I'll do everything you ask. Just say the word.
You're fairly young for someone living out on his own.
I'm of age, and a man grown. I can grow whiskers on my cheeks just like any old Nord. People treat me differently because of my station, but they still respect me as a man, which is more than I could say for my father.
Oh boy,
The
daddy
last
issues.
time I saw the old toad, all he did was bark orders and gripe. He complained my pheasant roast was overcooked. He nearly slapped me when I poured his beer and left a less than frothy head. And then he berated me the entire time I cleared his table.
I'm sorry, that must be difficult for you.
Yeah, but at least when he's eating, he keeps his mouth shut. The worst part is afterward, when he starts spouting racist nonsense. Elves poisoning our food, elves stealing our children. And don't tell him there's a difference between the elven races, let alone Altmer and Thalmor. They're all Thalmor maggots to him. Listening to the old man makes me ashamed to call myself a Nord.
You're a very progressive, Nord. I bet he's equally ashamed of you. You don't insult maggots by comparing them to Tal. What about your mother?
My mother is a kind woman. She always compliments me on my meals and tells me how proud she is to have me for her son. That's its own dilemma. When even I can tell my potage has no flavor, it's tough to appreciate the kindness of her words. While lies of deceit are born as spiders and die as flies,
Who threw that?
white lies can wilt like a rose and leave nothing but thorns.
Bet your old man's equally ashamed of you. Any siblings?
Just one, a sister. A real snobby bitch and obsessed with gold.
Okay then.
Saving it, to be precise, which would be fine if she had a sense of humor about it. Whenever we went to the market in Whiterun, she'd always harass the vendors until they gave her a discount, just to make her leave. Poor Carlotta. Here she was, trying everything in her power to feed her children, and my sister shakes her down for every last septum.
A pint.
When we left, I told my sister if there was one thing she didn't need any amulet or potion for, it was to become a master of cheap craft. That pretty much severed whatever relationship we had. My sister holds a grudge as tight as she holds her coin purse. And I've had enough of talking about them, as it were. At least to anyone who isn't a patron. If you're asking if I specialize in something, I'd say I do just about everything. For instance, I used to help Sven chop lumber. That is, until the day he almost lost his hand at the sawmill. Wasn't my fault, he ran into me. But he hasn't asked for my help since. Same with Delphine. She says I broke too many dishes. I broke maybe 3, at the most.
I think she treats you harshly. 3 dishes does seem like maybe you're being too hard on her.
Ha! That woman seems sweet on the outside, but beware. She has a real mean streak. Gerder, though she'll vouch for me. And the blacksmith fellow. I forget his name. He taught me how to strip leather down. I'm guessing he would have hired me as his apprentice, but I think he knew I was destined for more.
I'm sure. I'm sensing a pattern.
I know what you're getting at. I hear the whispers. But the only pattern I see is one of versatility.
Positive mindset.
I mean, I'm no fool. Yes, I can be clumsy. And Hara knows I'm not the best cook. But that's only because I'm not really concentrating what I'm doing. Why should I? It's not as if the lumber chopping and dishwashing is a mentally exhausting skill. I figure I can do that stuff while I fill my head with greater pursuits.
And like boots, I focus on every piece of dirt, and will even lick twice. And what might those pursuits be? I take it you're referring to the pursuit of knowledge, boy. 'Cause I consider that to be a greater pursuit.
You need to be more cognizant of the times, traveler. And the place. Skyrim cares not for knowledge.
Maybe that should change.
What good is becoming a scholar? Only a handful of people will understand the things you say, and they'll still disagree on the meaning. In Skyrim, people only understand one thing. The cry of battle, blood and steel, and songs to immortalize the heroes and the dead. That's what will get you the adulation of your peers, not reading some dusty old book.
Maybe so. Nevertheless, even scholars' ideas are eventually trickled down to the common masses and influence society and its values through various mediums. We aim to become a true hero. It is a lofty goal.
And one not easily achieved, which is why I have to make good use of my time. Whenever I was tasked with doing something for the locals, I'd let my body do the work while my mind stayed focused in the art of battle.
Let's see if you're any use, my boy.
To oblivion and back again.
I hope not. Okay, I should go to sleep.
Yes?
I'm right behind you.
Morning in Skyrim. Good.
Mara bless you for agreeing to help us.
No problem. Good morning, Skyrim. We're the 19th of last week. That's for later. Interesting artifacts. As a scholar myself, I'm pretty interested in artifacts. And I have to do the Dragonborn, so that maybe something can help me with this dragon situation. I have multiple avenues. This claw, the Jarl, this, and books. My lovely books. Let's go retrieve this golden claw.
You know, I could have sworn he told me to hold on to some ore and metal we picked up on the road, but my sack is empty.
Let's put on this helm for extra defense. Imperial helm. No one suspects me. I love my axes and maces. There's some birds. Like one is this way. Get to go up this path now. They're not completely uncivilized. They got some lights in these roads. The Empire is useful for something, eh? Cows. Curious about something. There you go. Interesting, that completely turns that off. Not bad. That might actually be useful.
Oh.
Betterment a bit. Definitely more loud to be. Keep that low. Yeah, it's perfect. Frame rate might go to oblivion up here, especially entering this area. I might even crash. Okay. The sunrise looks beautiful. That low distance and fog. Oh, perfection. Ooh, it's a little cold up here. It's a good thing I got all this clothes on and this cape. There's some food up there. We can snipe it for a little bit. Good idea. Do a run for the invasion. Okay. Get a little closer.
Someone there.
You can't win this! You feel a thing.
Puny weak.
Charlog. Two-handed.
Stand still. You're dead. Dead.
Remember the time I well, it's time.
Right across the throat, baby. Just got axed, boy. Quick save. See what's up here. Not bad. Frame rates aren't as bad as I thought it would be. A lot of snow. Weather just changed up on me.
Now ain't this a surprise?
You don't stand a chance.
That your best, huh?
Hog Bro Globe. Executioner's Hook. Okay, then. I'll just wait here then. That's what I'll do. Ooh, man, the snow's thick. Quick save. Go up here. I believe she said right up here and around the corner. The game doesn't crash. It looks beautiful. I love the snow. Though I wish there was footprints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
What's that? Time to end this little game.
Get him!
You're up now!
Punch a little wind eye.
My spear. You would pay for that? True Nords never back down.
Oh, okay then.
Prepare to die.
Victory or solid gold!
He saw me.
Damn you!
There you go. Critical hit. Here we go. Ooh, beautiful door. It's pretty cool. I think that must be a mod.
The key to defeating Draugr is to stay low and duck under their shout. That, or cover your ears.
Keep your eyes open for traps. Old ruins like this are usually filled with them.
Over here.
Fireheart, Iron Wakizashi. Interesting.
You're dead.
Now that's how it's done.
Oh, he was killed. Who killed y'all? There we go. Bury now. right now. I'm really less about aesthetics and more about functionality. Okay.
Two traps. Not to set off any traps, will you?
That. Oh, he lives. Or not.
Fighting Draugr is as much about controlling your fear as anything else.
Snake, dolphin. Here we go. Thief. This one of the books, part 1 by Ryzen. If the reader has yet not had the pleasure of reading the first volume in this series on the life of Eslaf Errol, beggar, he should close this book immediately, for I shan't recap. I will tell you this much, gentle reader. When we last saw Eslaf, he was a boy, an orphan, a failed beggar, running through the wild winter woods of Skyrim, away from his home of Errolgard. He continued running, stopping here and there for many more years until he was a young man. Eslaf discovered that among the ways of getting food, asking for it was the most troublesome. Far easier was finding it in the wilderness or taking it from unguarded market stalls. The only thing worse than begging to get the food was begging for the opportunity to work for the money to buy it. That seemed needlessly complicated. No, as far as Eslaf was concerned, he was best off being a scavenger, a beggar, and a thief. He committed his first act of thievery shortly after leaving Errolgard, while in the southern woods of Thermaltake, in the rugged land near Mount Jensen, just east of the village of Horlbeld. Eslaf was starving, having not eaten anything but a rather scrawny raw squirrel in 4 days, and he smelled meat cooking, and then found the smoke. A band of minstrel bards was making camp. He watched them from the bushes as they cooked and joked and flirted and sang. He could have asked them for some food, but so many others had refused him before. Instead, he rushed out, grabbed a piece of meat from the fire, and winced from the burns. Scrambled up the nearest tree to devour it while the bard stood under him and laughed. "What is your next move, thief?" giggled a fair, red-headed woman who was covered with tattoos. "How do you intend to disappear without us catching and punishing you?" As the hunger subsided, Eslaf realized she was right. The only way to get out of the tree without falling in their midst was to take the branch down to where it hung over a creek. It was a drop off a cliff of about 50 feet. That seemed like the wisest strategy, so Eslaf began crawling in that direction. "You do know how to fall, boy," called out a young Khajiit, but a few years older than Eslaf. Thin but muscular, graceful in his slightest movements. "If you don't, you should just climb down here and take what's coming to you. It's idiotic to break your neck when we just gave you some bruises and sent you on your way. Of course I know how to fall, Slav called back, but he didn't. He just thought the trick of falling was to have nothing underneath you and let nature take its course, but 50 feet up when you're looking down is enough to give anyone pause. I'm sorry to doubt your abilities, Master Thief, said the Kajiti, grinning. Obviously you know to fall feet first with your body straight, but straight but loose to avoid cracking like an egg. Seems you are destined to escape us. Slav widely followed the Kajiti's hands and leapt into the river, falling without much grace, but without hurting himself. In the years that followed, he had to make several more drops from even greater heights, usually after a theft, sometimes without water beneath him, and he improved the basic technique. He arrived in the western town of Jalenheim on the morning of his 21st birthday. It didn't take him long to find out who was the richest person once delivering a big burgle. An impregnable palace in a... Also, this is from his perspective of the third book story. An impregnable palace at the town center was owned by a mischievous young man named Soybud. Slav wasted no time in finding the palace and watching it. A fortified palace he had come to learn was like a person, with quirks and habits beneath its hard shell. It was not an old place, evidently someone. Whatever money this Soybud had come into was fairly recent. It was regularly patrolled by guards, implying that the rich man was fearful of being burgled. Good reason. The most distinctive feature of this tower, rising 100 feet above the stone walls, countless giving the occupant a good defensive view. Slav guessed that it Soybud was as paranoid as he guessed it to be. The tower would also provide a view of the palace storehouse. The rich man would want to keep an eye on his fortune. That meant that the loot couldn't be directly beneath the tower, but somewhere in the courtyard within the walls. The light in the tower shone all night long, so Slav boldly decided that the best time to burgle was by the light of day, so Soybud must asleep. That would be the time the guards would least expect a thief to pounce. And so, when the noon sun was shining up over the palace, Slav quickly scaled the wall near the front gate and waited, hidden in the Thermaltations. The interior courtyard was plain and desolate, with few places to hide. He saw that there were two wells, one the guard used from time to time to draw up water and slake their thirst, but Slav noticed that guards would pass by the other well, never using it. He waited until the guards were distracted just for a second by the arrival of a merchant and wagon bearing goods for the palace. While they were searching his wagon, Slav leapt elegantly, feet first, from the wall into the well. It was not a particularly soft landing floor, as Slav had guessed. The well was not full of water, but gold. Still, he knew how to roll after a fall and didn't hurt himself in the dank subterranean storehouse. He stuffed his pockets with gold and was about to go to the door, which he assumed would lead to the tower, when he noticed a gem the size of an apple, worth more than all the gold that was left. Slav found room for it down his pants. The door did indeed lead to the tower, and Slav followed its curving stairwell up, walking quietly but quickly. At the top he found the master, impassive private quarters, ornate and cold, with invaluable artwork and decorative swords and shields on the walls. Slav assumed the snoring clump under the sheet was Soybud, but he didn't investigate too closely. He crept to the windows and looked down. It was going to be difficult to fall, for certes. He needed to jump from the tower, past the walls, and hit the tree on the other side. The tree branches would hurt, but they would break its fall, and there was a pile of hay he had left under the tree to prevent further injury. Slav was about to leap when the occupant of the room woke up with a start, yelling, "My gem!" Slav had started at him for a second, wide-eyed. They looked alike, not surprising, since they were brothers. Slav and stared at him for a second. Some grammatical issues with Bethesda. They looked alike, not surprising since they were brothers. Slav's Errol's story is continued in the book Warrior. Interesting. Brothers.
Is someone there?
Why is combat so weird? Damn, these keepers are brutal.
It's done. The ancient Nords were a savage people, but they built some remarkable crypts and temples.
Oh, that breach is so creepy. Oh, getting a heart attack.
Is someone coming? Is that you? Agnir, Bjorn, Soling. I know I ran ahead with the claw, but I need help. No. Again. What was that?
Okay, hopefully that helps.
Get it away from me! Get it away!
Oof.
Get it away from me! Get it away!
Damn it.
Get it away from me! Get it away!
There are whispers. Damn it. Well, at least I'm not too far off.
Remember to check behind you every once in a while.
This is why I should quick save, right? The hell?
It's done. Fighting Draugr is as much about controlling your fear as anything else.
Coming. Is that you, Haknir? Bjorn?
companions are dead, buddy.
Not yet! Help! Over here! Keep it away from me! This is what you want! Ah! Keep it away from me!
It's a good strategy, but let them take care of most of it, especially with my weak.
Don't let it get me! Help! Yeah! Don't let it get me! Help! Ah! Kill it! Kill it! Ah! Kill it! Kill it!
I know all your weak points, monster.
Yeah! You! Over here! You did it. You killed it. Now cut me down before anything else shows up. Yes, the claw. I know how it works. The claw, the markings, the door in the Hall of Stories. I know how they all fit together. Help me down and I'll show you. You won't believe the power the Nords have hidden there.
Interesting. So the claw is... Oops. So the claw does have something to do with this place.
Does it look like I can move? You have to cut me down first. It's coming loose. I can feel it. Why should I share the treasure with anyone?
Only a fool lets himself get surrounded.
I know you're a lying Arvo. My fingers are trembling. The golden claw is finally in my hands, and with it the power of the ancient Nordic heroes. That fool Lucan Valerius had no idea that his favorite store decoration was actually the key to Bleak Fall Barrow. I had a hint. That's the case. Now I just need to get to this hall of stories and unlock the door. Dude, even if you got there, you probably would be dead. The legend says there is a test that the Nords put in place to keep the unworthy away, but that when you have the golden claw, the solution is in the palm of your hands. Bear, butterfly, owl.
Don't like the looks of this. Is someone there?
Over here!
Oh.
You're nothing! That's it? That's your best? That's all you got!
I'll see you in pieces.
You breathe their last.
Do try not to set off any traps, will you? Didn't feel a thing.
Like the bite of a flea!
Like the bite of a flea. That's for me. I'll see you in pieces. You don't stand a chance.
Legendary mode, I definitely need some help for now. Until my... this here?
Is someone there? You're outmatched.
Damn it. Miscalculated there.
Did you hear something? You're outmatched. It's done. Is someone there?
They're not truckers, they actually just died. Quick save. Alright, you are turning into a man, my boy. Oh. But I definitely want to get all this. Makes sense. There's some archery. create my own stuff. Just start myself enchanting native speech. I am a scholar. Pickpocket, no. Lockpicking. One, two. Later. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 5. 6, 7. Then after that, anything else. There we go.
That takes care of that.
Let's go, my friends. That happened. Glowing mushrooms. I think I've read about them. Harmless. Does more damage to closer targets. Scroll of fireball. So it's the final boss fight. Got ahead.
What was that?
Over here!
Female driver.
This ends now!
There's that. It's done.
Quite the light. Bleaks Fall Barrow. Intriguing. I wonder what's up there. Creepy howling. Feel like we're almost there.
Draugr are slow and clumsy. Hardly a challenge
There's
for
a big
man
door.
Like me. Is someone there?
Map. some damage. Look at that. Oh crap.
What's that? Is something ahead? Bandits? Beasts? Where's my sword? I think I forgot my sword. Something ahead? Bandits? Beasts? Where's my sword? I think I forgot my sword.
You're outmatched.
What was that?
Dude got a dagger. In a great sword fight. A spare butterfly now. Go.
The name's York, and I'm just the man for the job.
Did not get that. Got to open that up. Here. Oh. Did get it.
What can I do?
Can I just... Safely for 30 seconds. If I just lock them out with the...
Wow. Would you look at that?
Yeah. What is this? I'm feeling something. It has the same blue glow as my tattoos on my body. I have this new sensation of knowledge in me. Though I can't do anything with the knowledge, something's preventing me from expressing it, but I just felt the power enter me, into my tattoos. They feel a bit stronger, a bit brighter. My eyes, my knowledge. What was that? Guess I have to keep searching to figure out what just went into me, apparently. Ooh.
Is someone there?
Oh, crap.
I'm on your side.
I know all your weak points, monster.
Now it's open at me some type of magic, I assume. Crap.
You can't beat me.
Never fought this thing here.
That's all you got.
Crap.
You've taken your last.
Frankenstone. Ancient North Sword of Chill's Take. Do want that. Less damage, weight 11. Weight 12, so it's probably slightly faster. slightly faster. What does that mean? Shield weapon combination resident. Well, they're pretty useful. Card of Shadows 3. You found a Fate card. These cards are grouped into decks of 13 cards of the same type. When you possess at least one of each card of the type, and use any of the cards from that set in your inventory. One of each card of that set will combine to form a deck which will provide special powers, abilities, skills, and abilities which is inventory. Interesting. Iron boot. Increases fire resistance by 15. Steel helmet of minor destruction. Spells cost. I knew this place would be a bit more clues and mysteries, more questions than answers. So I got this. Let me get here. Something went in me, had a coloration of my tattoos, and I feel something inside get locked away. And this dragon stone is with this darker as symbols. Some writing I don't understand. Maybe like some scholar in Whiterun will know. The court wizard, perhaps. I know Jarls usually have court wizards and stuff. Maybe I can ask him about this. Let's do something. It's called the Dragon Stone. Get out of here and return that fool's claws. Amazing. Amazing architecture. How the stone lifts up. Spring steel bow. Yes. Don't need that. Spring steel bow. Yes, sir.
What can I do for you?
Nothing at the moment. Let's go back out into Skyrim. Is that danger supply secrets apply? Hello there, Masala, you devious looking demoness.
What can I get for you?
Back to the snowing grind. Let's not. Valkyrie hold. Here. Definitely this greenery here. Up to this point. Determines the creation and potency. Develops the goddess of beauty. She's the template marker that's devoted to women. Oh, cool. helmet for now. Let us go into this shop, sell some items, and give him his claw back.
The sooner you find the... Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Increase fire resistance by 15. There. I hope so. Broke.
You're back from Bleak Falls.
I have Golden
You
Claw.
found it. There it is. Strange. It seems smaller than I remember. Funny thing, huh?
I did use it to open a door.
I'm gonna put this back where it belongs. I'll never forget this. You've done a great thing for me and my sister.
Thank you. Where'd you get them 400 gold, buddy?
It means so much to us to have the claw back where it belongs. Thank you. Hello, friend.
Did get pretty rich selling those items.
What happened?
Let's talk to... We'll talk to him next time.